following program is brought to you in living color.
Ladies and gentlemen,
let's do it.
It's my Holder.
Via the nether regions of the World Wide Web, broadcasting from the center of the base of the Palm of Michigan, it's the Mike Holder Show.
Ow! 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 I can't take it anymore! Ow! Ow!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, children of all ages, friends, Romans, countrymen. Lend me your ears. Time once again for the Mike Holder Show on Spreaker.com. The channel, of course, iRadio Mike Holder. Where we just lay it out there. We don't care, you know. I know a lot of people are saying, Holder, what a freak. But you know what? I'm a thinking freak. Less than 36 hours to go, thank goodness, because you know what?
I can't take it anymore!
Yes. More lobbing, more grenades, and more double standards. Thus, the title of this episode, Double Standard, Double Take, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Crazy day. The polls are pretty much drawing even all across the board. Rasmussen, ABC Washington Post, the Gallup swing polls, all of them calling it a dead heat, too close to call between Mutt and Berry. But before we get in all of that, it's, of course, related as well. First of all, the Lions won. Yay. I don't know if it'll make much of a difference. This is definitely not last year's team. They're having their struggles. But still, they're my Lions. Steelers won, I guess, too, from what I understand. But the big one, and it's related to tonight's program in a sort of a way politically, the Redskins lost. What does that mean? Well, if you believe the superstition, the odds, whatever, although it's not been proven 100% correct, but for the most part it has been, whenever the Steelers lose their home game just before the election of the presidential election, the incumbent loses. If the Redskins win their last home game before the election, then guess what? The incumbent wins. That's basically how it's been. So we'll see what happens on Tuesday. We'll see if the Redskins predictor is still in effect. A lot of people are screaming, no, don't scare me. And other people are saying, yeah. It's like, it's like going to a big football game anymore. Or better yet, to the circus. Yeah, the circus. Clowns with buckets of water you think they're going to dump on you, and it turns out they're just confetti. Rip Taylor style. That's what we need in today's world. More Rip Taylors. They just dump that bucket of confetti on us, making us go, oh my God, it's in the water. Oh, it's just confetti. Maybe things would be a little bit less intense. One could only hope. So what's going on? Like I said, polls are pretty much evened up. And Bill Clinton gets out there and he says, America's military is now less racist, less sexist, and less homophobic. And I did not inhale. Yeah. Plus, get this. The EPA has got some plans in the works, according to some reports out of Washington. The EPA fearing a Romney victory. Yes, fearing a Romney victory. They're doing some post-election anti-coal regulation to basically shut down new coal plants. Can't build them anymore. On the Benghazi front, new news coming out. There have been reports that the Benghazi annex had laser capability and machine guns, but did not use them. Huh? Oh, yeah. And kind of politically related, since they attacked a website of a major network. NBC's websites were hacked. The SNL, the Fallon, the Leno sites, and some other parts of the NBC corporate site were hacked. They've got them all fixed now. Plus, right now, we're looking at the stuff going on in New York. They're still getting things together. Less than 200,000 without power at last report on Long Island, so they are getting it fixed. They had over 1 million that were without power on Long Island. Reports that FEMA ran out of water that they were distributing. They're looking to private contractors, stores, places like that to get more water. Right now they're saying they don't have any until Monday or Tuesday. Dry ice distribution, that's going okay. The whole free gas thing with the mobile trucks has been a fiasco. Total, all the states involved, over 1.9 million still in the dark. Massive housing problems, residents up in arms with bats, machetes, shotguns. Wow, it's like the Wild West on the East Coast. Wonder if the naked cowboy's out there. Probably not, because it's colder than snot from what I hear in New York. Not as cold here as it is here in Michigan, though, but it is still cold there. And with no power and no heat, there's some suffering going on. Yeah. People are saying they feel like victims of Hurricane Katrina. Well, first of all, you weren't in Katrina. Second of all, yeah, it's bad. They're going to let New Jersey residents displaced by the storm vote by email. And then in New York, they're talking about extending Election Day 10 to 20 extra days. What? Yeah. Because of the damage. They're hinting at extending Election Day as much as 20 days because of all the damage and getting everything back online. And, of course, with what happened with Hurricane/Superstorm Sandy, the global warming people are saying, see, we told you. Totally forgetting that most of the scientific community has disproven global warming. It's all cyclical, folks. Plus, there's a report out that there was an NAACP branch that took over a Houston polling station. And what they did was they basically did not obey the 100-foot poll line, which you're supposed to obey. They were actually inside the polling station, handing out water, moving people to the front of the line who were going to vote for Obama in the early voting. There were observers. Some, yes, were part of the one organization that people have accused are part of the Tea Party, but who cares? They're observing. And what they observed were people who were past the poll line, closer than they should be, inside the building. Even when the observer called in their office, the office told them to stand down. So, yeah, okay. And this is part of the double standard. The Democratic side is saying there's voter fraud that the Republicans are perpetrating. And they have every right to say that. Yet when the Republicans come out with the same voter frauds going out the other way, they're vilified. That's a double standard, folks. If there's irregularities on both sides, both should be investigated, period. Whether Democrat, Republican, whoever. If somebody is tampering with the vote, investigate it. Why do you think the UN is sending observers, for crying out loud? They know how crooked it is. They're not stupid. We signed up for that organization, folks. We're subject to inspections just like all the other member countries are. More double standard. Plus, a lot of the Fifth Estate editorial departments, newspapers, have switched their endorsements from Obama now to Romney. They're switching endorsements. They first endorsed one candidate, now they're switching to the other. That doesn't make sense. I remember in the day when the press would endorse somebody, they'd stick to their guns. Not now. Boy, what a different world we live in. Plus, it seems that the segment of people who are saying they're not going to vote at all, I mean, they're calling them the non-voters, all right? And this is what some pollsters have found out, that the reasons these people are non-voters is, first of all, too busy. And this is an article from NBC News, all right? They say non-voters are too busy, fed up, or say their vote doesn't count. And to be honest, yes, I know we have the right to vote, and I know that they say every vote counts, but really, does it? What about all the people who do not want to vote for Republican or Democrat and want to vote for an independent? Does their vote really count? Well, according to media and according to the election commissions and according to the League of Women Voters, independents don't count because they were not included in the debates. They had to have their own debate for the independents. And you know what? The independent debate invited the two major candidates to come. They didn't even show. And people wonder why others are disgusted in non-voters. The system is not perfect. I realize that. But it is less perfect now than it has been in the past. And now that we've included electronic voting, early voting, and any time that we don't like the outcome, we're going to challenge it all the way to the Supreme Court. How ridiculous. Plus, first of all, our vote really doesn't count. Popular vote doesn't elect a president. It's the Electoral College. And as we've seen in past elections, not just the 2001 with the hanging Chad crap, but others prior to that, a candidate can win the popular vote in a state and lose the electoral vote in that state. It's happened on numerous occasions. So do we really, does our vote really count? Come on, folks, wake up. We'll get to more of this double standard stuff. Well, I've got some stuff on that for sure. But as a public service, not to tell you how to vote, but just to give you instructions, and this is from my good friend E out west, telling you how to vote no on Proposition No.
If we asked if you've seen the ads supporting Proposition No, you'd probably say yes, if you're in the know. But how do you know if a yes vote on no will work? Something this complicated can't really be a yes-no question, no? Yes, it isn't. So the answer is no. You could vote yes on no if you're a yes person, but if you're sick of hearing no to better schools and no lower taxes on working families, voting yes means you really don't know. Know this: no voter knows less than a yes person. You understand yes? So say yes by voting no on Prop No, because a yes means no, and that's a no-no, you know?
Great googly moogly.
It's the Mike Holder Show.
Is there some kind of nerdy supervillain website where you get Tesla coils and blinky dials?
iRadio Mike Holder on Spreaker.com.
of my own. To go out, but I don't know if I will be free. I'm lost in a beautiful dream, and nobody can convince me to leave. And I don't know if I should. Oh, I don't know if I should. 'Cause in my mind there's a world of my own. All the time there's a place that I go. I'm doing fine 'cause I'm never alone. I just take a chance to the world of my own. Sometimes life can get you down, but I hardly ever frown. I just close my eyes and I realize that in my mind there's a world of my own. All the time there's a place that I go. I'm doing fine 'cause I'm never alone. I just take a trip to the world of my own. In my mind there's a world of my own. All the time there's a place that I go. I'm doing fine 'cause I'm never alone. I just take a trip to the world of my own. To the world of my own.
Sarah Nemitz and the song World of My Own here on the Mike Holder Show on Spreaker.com, where you can find literally tens of thousands of radio shows, all done by others. And you can have your own radio show on Spreaker. Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com. That's where you're at. Unless you're listening to this on SoundCloud, which these broadcasts will go to there, as well as YouTube. That's right. Go to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/user/MikeHolder01, and you'll find the podcast there, the archive. Plus the regular website, MikeHolder.com. We don't have an archive there yet. We will maybe someday. On Facebook, Facebook.com/MikeHolder. Or just type in the search bar if you don't want the personal page and you want the fan page, because you'll find it in the search bar too. Just type in Mike Holder. Or you can follow me on Twitter at Mike E.L. Holder. Once again, that's Mike E.L. Holder. All one word. When you say it out loud, it's Mike L. Holder. How clever. All right, on to this double standard thing that I'm talking about, which is prevalent big time. All right? First of all, yesterday, this blurb came across my news feed, and I got an alert. UAW files charges against Romney for auto bailout profiteering. Really? They're claiming in the charges that he broke ethics law by hiding millions. Bob King, the president of the UAW, had a press conference in Toledo. Said that his union, the UAW, and Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington have filed a formal complaint with the U.S. Office of Government Ethics, stating that Governor Romney improperly hid a profit of $15.3 million to $115 million in Ann Romney's so-called blind trust. How are they claiming that he hid this profit? Because of the bailout of General Motors and Delphi Automotive, which was involved. That is their claim. Now, I'm a southeastern Michigan. I grew up in Detroit. I know the auto industry very well. I know the workings of the thing, okay? Let's discuss Delphi Automotive, okay? It was formed in 1994 by General Motors. It was called, at the beginning, the Automotive Components Group, or ACG. and it was renamed Delphi Automotive Systems in 1995. Then in 97, GM and Hughes Electronics spun off Hughes' defense electronic business and transferred Delco. Remember Delco Electronics? The Delco radio, Delco batteries, Delco alternators from Hughes to Delphi. So Delphi now had the Delco division. Then in 1999, Delphi Automotive became fully independent, publicly held corporation with, of course, an IPO. 2000, they purchased Lucas Diesel Systems in the UK from TRW. Then in 2001, 11,500 jobs were cut worldwide. Then the next year, they renamed themselves Delphi Corporation, reflecting its diversified business direction. Then, 2 years later, they were subpoenaed by the Securities and Exchange Commission for irregular accounting practices and financial transactions, all while they were under the umbrella of GM. The next year, in 2005, they disclosed those practices that were irregular, and a number of executives, Alan Dawes, he resigned, and along with a bunch of others. The chairman retired, Battenberg. They filed for Chapter 11. Then next year in 2005, 24 plants closed down in the U.S. Then in 2006, they sold off or closed 21 of its 29 plants in the United States. Then in February of 2007, they closed their plant in Spain. Then in 2008, they filed a lawsuit against investors and seeking to get out of the bankruptcy. And a judge in New York allowed them to seek payments through a contract against Appaloosa Management and denied investor requests for a cap of $250 million in damages. Then in 2009, all the core assets were purchased. On October 6, 2009, the core assets were purchased. All right? Remember that date, October 6, 2009. The assets were purchased. Some of the non-core steering operations were sold back to General Motors Company with bailout money, the successor to the bankrupt Motors Liquidation Company that used the old General Motors Corporation. Stock was canceled. The old Delphi Corporation was named DPH Holdings. Now, notice the date, October 6, 2009. All right? First of all, these were assets that were sold out and then rebought back up by GM with bailout money. So you're going to say Romney, did the misappropriation here? I don't think so. Romney was not involved at that time. That's right. Check the record. UAW's charges are baseless, as usual. All right. So, once again, a double standard. It's okay for GM to buy back stuff they sold off to a private investment firm earlier, several years earlier, that went through bankruptcy and went through in misappropriation of funds and all this kind of stuff with bailout money. Double standard. Yet the Democrats cry foul that Romney was part of the deal before that even transpired. Excuse me, please. Then there was this today. All right, Romney puts out an ad stating that coal jobs are going under. All right, and they're going to be. There was a report out today that the EPA is trying to push legislation through for tougher regulations to end any more permits for coal plants. New coal plants, no more. All in fear of a Romney victory, like I reported earlier in the cast. So Romney comes out with an ad saying, vote for me and we'll try to save your jobs. And he uses the coal industry. And the other side comes back and attacks it, calling it economic patriotism. Attacking Obama. Okay, once again, another double standard. There was economic patriotism going on during the bailout. I just happened to be part of a morning show back then that used to interview the Lansing mayor, Burge Bonero. Some of you may know that name because back during the auto bailout proceedings, he was known as the angriest mayor in America. Let me air some of that clip that he did on CNN for you.
This is a completely uneven playing field that they're competing on. I will put up the productivity of the auto industry against Wall Street and Washington any day of the week. The Chrysler investment paid off 30 years ago. This investment will pay off. That loan was paid in full. I'm telling you something. The American people, the working people in this country are tired of the double standard. Billions for Wall Street, for paper pushers, and yet we're going to complain about supporting the working people who actually do the work and produce the products in this country? Give me a break.
Yeah, give me a break there, please. Just give me a break. Oh, man. Give me a break. Double standard. Wall Street and Washington with a double standard against the automobile industry. And now Washington with a double standard against other jobs. Burge Bonero, I like the guy. I really do. But when he used economics and patriotism to save auto jobs, and Burge is a Democrat, and he was working with Obama. He made, I don't know how many trips he made to Washington to push it. Several. So I remember he was talking about him on the morning show I was on. And pushed hard in Washington and with the president. I believe he even met with Obama, if I'm not mistaken, and got the bailout. But yet, when the other side uses economic patriotism to campaign, that's a taboo. Once again, double standard. It seems that we have these double standards going on constantly in this campaign. Once, and I'm seeing a lot of that double standard on the Democratic side. I really am. Democrats can sit there and complain and joke and make comments and make charges, and they stick because they have the media on their side, which has been proven to be very liberal-leaning. But yet when the Republicans make similar charges against their opponents, oh, you're way off line, you're out of line, you're evil, you're trying to destroy America. Give me a break. Can't have it one way and not the other. Double standards. I can't wait until Wednesday. I don't care who wins, really, to be honest with you, because either way we're going to have problems, and either way people are going to complain and, pardon my French, bitch for another 4 years, no matter who's in the office. All I know is this, who we had in the office past 4 years didn't pass the muster. He blamed the previous administration for the woes he inherited when he came into office, part of his campaign. He's had 4 years. The woes are still there. What has he done? So many failings. I won't even get into Benghazi, not tonight. Just can't do it. Really. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Tomorrow night, Mitt Romney's dad, George, from the past, and some haunting words that you want to hear before Election Day. Until next time, Mike Holder saying, keep moving forward and keep looking upward. Later, y'all.
I'm so excited I could squirt.